the early years of Kentucky, a man would study by candlelight in his own home. The same man, paying nothing for his education, could become a state senator or even president of the United States of America. One man, in that circumstance, helped end slavery and preserve the Union. Abraham Lincoln commented upon the subject of education, "I can only say that I view it as the most important subject which we as a people may be engaged in. In each of your respective positions, whether they be students, citizens, statesmen, are we living up to the importance of education expressed by our own self-educated Kentucky statesman and former president, Abraham Lincoln?" I believe he's looking down and he's scolding for that 6.4%. More inflation has occurred in the cost of education than in any sector of our economy over the past 30 years. It is time for all of us to do our part and regain hope in the slogan, "Kentucky, the state where education pays." Yeah! Today, the presidents from all public universities in the state of Kentucky come together to keep truth in our state's education slogan. Together, we warn that college affordability is the most important item needing focus in our state. Together, we warn that with federal government failing at Pell Grants, that the state must focus on low-income families needing aid. Together, we warn without action, our state will continue to receive its yearly grade of F on college affordability. We should all thank our senators and representatives that are knowledgeable on this important issue. We should send out greater thanks to the senators and representatives that stand up and speak on behalf of the resolution as written by the Student Government Association of the University of Louisville. They join us in believing that Kentucky should raise its grades so that we are no longer failing our students. The bill defines college affordability and focuses on the state's duty to keep our students out of overwhelming debt. I believe Lincoln would be proud. We must also emphasize that we understand that our legislators are doing a great deal, but they need to be reminded in a big way how important education is, not only to this Commonwealth, but to the people in it. 12 budget cuts in 12 years is not something we should be willing to accept, and it is not something that we should write off as a side effect of poor economic times. A 6.4% higher education cut is too heavy of a burden to place on the backs of our students. And if our state wants to require more and more out of our universities, then we must have adequate funding with which to succeed. The University of Louisville alone is faced with another $9 million budget cut from the state in the next biennium. While the state demands more and challenges our institution on terms of diversity, admission rates, and test scores, the state further challenges the institution on research achievements, scholarships, and degrees. Specifically, U of L has been challenged by the Kentucky legislature to become the premier metropolitan research university, not only in our state, but in our nation. I can understand why the University of Louisville students are upset, why they wrote this bill, and marched barefoot to warn the state that our citizens grow poorer with the rising cost of education. These students are from all different backgrounds and political affiliations, but they share one common message. Education cuts is Kentucky's attempt to fulfill its own stereotypes. What we have here today is not merely an Occupy Frankfurt movement. It is a movement to ensure that someday we will be able to have an occupation. In a 10-year span, Kentucky's median family income went down 20%, while four-year colleges and universities escalated tuition by 105%. Kentucky was the second highest tuition escalation in the nation, and Kentucky is digressing its standards and placing more burden on students. The college affordability resolution that will be introduced today is a step in the competitive advantage direction. If students throughout the country see that we place priority on college affordability, then we will gain better students and, in return, better alumni. We are not here in protest. We are not here in anger. We are here to raise awareness. to give our constituents a voice, and to fight to keep education affordable to all people in our state that wish to achieve it.